and welcome back to another episode of the Left Bench Podcast. As always, I've got Ryan Pringle and Aaron LaJeunesse with me. I am Kevin Lee. Glad to be back. How are you two doing?
I'm doing great, Kevin. How about you, buddy?
I'm pretty good, buddy.
I'm doing good. I'm sitting pretty high and mighty, especially after last year. I've got a full 180 going on here. Pretty good after 2 weeks. Let's get right into it. Let's look at last week's games, make fun of people, and prop other people up. We're going to jump right into this top here game. Myself versus Aiden. I was able to pull out an okay victory. I put up some good points. I can't be too mad at my team. Everybody just really put up numbers. I mean, sure, I'd love Josh Jacobs to put up a little more, but the big thing I wanted to discuss here is Aiden leaving Jacoby Myers in. Had that concussion. I think he wasn't quite sure that he was going to miss. Left him in there, made a mistake. You can go down, look at his bench.
Raheem
Mostert would have made quite the difference there. I did not beat him by 25, but I will say, if we're going to look at putting people in off of our bench, I did have Puka on the bench who put up 30. So I could have had that in there, but able to beat Aiden. I am 2-0. Brings Aiden down to 0-2, but I do like his team. His team can put up some points. He does have to deal with the David Montgomery injury. Depends on who you ask. If you ask David Montgomery, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. If you ask Dan Campbell, he's day-to-day, probably going to play this week. The next game here, we've got Matt versus Corbin, and Matt was able to put in a nice game. He had the high points for the week. And his team, yet again, just puts up numbers. 25 from Hawkinson. That's quite the game from your tight end position. Corbin had DeAndre Swift on the bench, putting up 27. Who did he start over? Yeah, Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams probably would have had a better game, but he got injured.
He got hurt, yeah.
That hurt him. But both of these teams were one of the top scoring teams. Just unfortunate you go against the guy that
scored 163 points.
Put up the highest points in the league. That's tough. But Matt's also 2-0. That brings Corbin down to 0-2. And game 3 here. We have got Aaron versus Carissa, and Carissa was able to pull out that victory. They brings both these teams to 1-1. And scroll down here. Aaron.
Oh yeah, just get to the bottom. Was it a race to the bottom?
Pretty much immediately. I will let you look at it. You can see Carissa had the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday night's defense, 29 points. And that was enough to...
How bad is Deshaun Watson? Are we just going to...
I think he's very bad.
He's real.
I think he's extremely bad.
That pick six right out the gate, dude, I was like, I'm so fucked. Immediately.
You had a feeling that it was not going to go your way.
Yeah, it was as soon as Ryan told me, Ryan was like, it's already 7-0 as soon as he opened it while we were sitting there at work.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm screwed.
We had the Cowboys put up 40 in week 1, and now Pittsburgh putting up 29. There's 29.
And I thought I had a chance with Chubb going down.
Yeah, well,
that's what I was really worried about, because he was destroying at the beginning of that game. And then he got
had
shot.
Chubb, Najee Harris, and Pittsburgh's D. So she had.
Well, I think if Najee Harris got more carries, that he would have gotten negative points, and I would have had a better chance of winning.
He wanted Najee to get the ball more.
Yeah, to continue getting the ball negative 10
He is very
yards.
good at going backwards.
He's
It's
so bad.
Yeah, that's another one that she's got some work to do at running back. I hate the Chubb injury. That one's gonna be tough
I
to.
feel terrible for the guy.
Yeah, that
'Cause
one's not
you
fun.
You
got
should feel very terrible.
you
Let's
got
just
Kareem
say
Hunt out
that.
there warming up though,
I'm
right?
not
I
gonna.
mean, you should be doing okay. Shut up, Ryan.
Well, we'll go into the next game here. We've got Spud versus Christian, and Christian was able to pull out a nice, easy victory. Spud's team just didn't quite have it. Brees Hall, less than a point. You're not going to win many weeks with that going on. Jamar Chase, and that was his, what he picked him like third overall. That one's
Wait,
gotta get going there for him. What was
Bud
that?
got smacked by Christian, right?
Yeah, by like
All
30.
right.
It was
That
not a good one.
the the
Christian had
Brees
a
Hall part is probably the biggest.
uh,
This is a rough.
Christian had a guy put up zero too. So that doesn't feel good. Who did he had? He had
Yeah.
Kyron Williams put up 28 on his bench. Gabe Davis 21. So just kind of unfortunate that picking who he played versus who he had on the bench. But if only you
Brutal.
could go back and make changes to your lineup after the fact.
Yeah, right. He actually, I think would he have won with those two in with what he removed at the same time?
What you get pretty
He's
much
pretty
so
close,
an
right?
extra 27 points with just putting Kyron Williams in over Brees Hall, and then you could
Okay, yeah.
take Gabe Davis 21 and remove the 4 from Josh Kelly. There's another
No,
17, so
no.
there's like what 27 and 17.
Oh yeah, he definitely would
440.
have had it.
You know he but again, I mean, what you could say that can you 8? Yeah,
Uh,
put in an extra 8 for Justice Hill over Darnell Mooney for Christian. I mean,
Yeah, so it would have been close. But
yeah.
it is what it is, but yeah, brings both of those guys to 1-1, and then we've got Ryan versus Josh. Ryan sneaks out a
the
victory.
worst
Fucking
I
game
believe
of the week.
you
bummer
had
bowl of the week right here.
the second worst score, but you just played the guy who had the worst score. So
Thank God.
What are
sometimes
the chances?
fantasy just works out that way.
Yep.
Brings Ryan up to 1-1, Josh to 0-2. Calvin Ridley took a dump for you. IU
Yep.
getting hurt early on, didn't quite
Yeah, that didn't help at all.
didn't help you.
Javante Williams, dude, doing nothing.
Yeah, I took a chance, but
It's fair.
so far not working out.
It's Denver.
It's still early though.
It's Denver. I want nothing. I was so burned after last year with Denver players that I'll stay away. I want nothing to do with
Close,
Denver. That offense
close
is
to comical in
horrendous.
Denver, dude. I feel it's so broken. And like I don't know what they thought was going to happen with bringing Sean Payton in there, but it's not it.
I mean, you already saw Sean Payton came out and said like, "Hey, if we suck, it's not me. It's gonna take." He said it's gonna take me like 4 years to get
It's
things
going to
right
take me
because that's
4 years and a new quarterback.
well that's he said that's how bad the previous coach left the team.
Is that how
Yeah.
when the contract ends for
He
QB?
wants to get his guys in there, and it's just a way of covering ass.
Uh-huh.
And then to be fair, you got the opposite of that over in Chicago. You got Justin Fields calling out the coach and saying that's why he's playing bad.
Look, I'm not saying Justin Fields has made good plays, but 2 designed runs in the first 2 games. Justin Fields has a God-given talent that most people don't have, and that's his 2 legs that he stands on. And you better start using them damn legs, because that's what made you fantasy relevant last year.
Sometimes you just got to let him run, dude.
Just go be that player, because that's where he's better than others. And right now, standing in the pocket, Justin Fields, It's not. They're not going to win any games. Last game here, Sierra versus Joel, and Joel, nice easy victory there. 30 points brings Joel to 2-0, and Sierra to 1-1.
Quite the turnaround for Joel this year.
Yeah, what is that? As many wins as he had all of last year. Got him in 2 weeks, so I suppose I could say the same thing about my team. So
That was definitely
Joel
right
and
about this one.
Joel and I are, we're not following what we did last year. His team looks good. Roman's
Just those same as last week. I just love that top three.
yeah,
The Herbert, McCaffrey, Henry. I love that.
If you keep it like this, you're like, dude, how is his team gonna lose? But then
As soon as you get down to Dobbs, I'm like, oh man. And then Hopkins, like, oh my god.
yeah.
And Njoku, oh no.
I mean, he's got Dallas's D. I mean, at this point, just keep Dallas's D in there.
Jesus.
Still got him 16.
56 points from Dallas's D in 2 weeks. That's insane.
That's just ridiculous.
Sierra had a down week. Trevor Lawrence played like, fantasy wise, played like garbage.
Yeah,
he had like, what was it, like 3 or 4 passes that were like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of bounds, like for touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a little bit of Deebo Samuel's old self this week too, though. So she's got some
Deebo, CD Lamb, putting up
just players.
Great numbers. I mean, her big thing right now is obviously Saquon. She's going to have to navigate without Saquon, 3 weeks. I mean,
are they saying minimum 3 weeks?
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what they're kind of saying. But like, what they was Dayball came out and was like, oh, he's day to day. Like they've already ruled him out for Thursday. I think.
He's definitely not playing.
If it was like a Sunday game, I think they would have kept this going on. I think he's probably out 2 to 3 weeks. But
that's not, but still, that's a huge hit.
That's tough,
especially on an offense that relies on him so much. Yeah. I mean, what's this going to do for Danny Dimes? He hasn't been able to make throws with him in there. Well, he did for the second half.
You know what? You're getting like 6 or 7 rushes for Daniel Jones. Run him 15 times. Just get half of Saquon's carries, whatever.
But as far as like Sierra goes, it's pretty rough for her. Like
because who is she gonna?
Her running back situation is rough.
I believe we'll get into it right after this. I believe she went after a running back in the waivers. So that is where we sit. We'll look quickly at the standings before we get into waivers. I am in first, Matt in second, and Joel in third. Those are your 2-0 teams. You've got Aaron in fourth, Christian in fifth, Chris in sixth, Ryan in seventh, Spud in eighth, and Sierra in ninth. And those are your 1-1 teams. And then you've got Corbin in 10th, Aiden in 11th, and Josh in 12th for your 0-2 teams.
And can we point out Josh is the only one to not break 200 points yet?
Is that, yeah, just barely, but Josh's team, he's got to get some scoring going on there. We'll look at the 5 waivers that ran for this league. We had Sierra picking up Jerome Ford. I think she kind of had to with the
$57. Holy crap!
Hey, you gotta go get him. I mean, who else is out there? Who are you gonna start? She needed a running back bad, so nothing wrong with that. There were quite a few I mean, I went with 32, and I think I might be up there, and I didn't need a running back, but yeah, 57 got Jerome Ford. We had Josh Reynolds went to Corbin for 15.
Mm-hmm.
Outbid by a little bit, but again, 15's not crazy. Josh Reynolds has shown that he can put some weeks together, even from last year. The next guy here, we got Tank Dell, went to Ryan. This one I was a little grumpy about. You beat me by $1. I was hoping to to get Tank Dell. I do like him. I like his potential there, especially with how much CJ is
they're just
throwing there. I mean, they're just
throwing it all over.
If he's
the
going to
place.
put up 300 yards a game, I mean, give me weapons on that. You know, they're gonna be down a lot. So
yeah,
I like that pickup. Aiden was able to pick up Jaden Reed. If Christian Watson keeps missing games, Romeo Dobbs has been injury prone. This is a good pickup there. Had quite the game, 2 touchdowns. And then the last one here, Corbin picked up a kicker. No issues there. A couple of other changes. Josh picked up a kicker.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement today throughout the day after waivers.
I picked up a defense. I picked up Kareem Hunt after the news that he's signing with Cleveland. I'm taking a chance. Why not? Not happy about losing Tank Bigsby, but I think Tank's going to come way later in the year if he does kind of take over or have a presence. And Kareem Hunt, I think we're going to know pretty quickly. And then Christian picked up Matt Burita. Kind of surprised he didn't go in the waiver wire. Just kind of
that's true.
You're curious probably how long Saquon's going to be out, and really with how bad that offense has been, does Matt Burita actually do anything? And then he also picked up Adam Thielen, who can be pretty sneaky. I mean,
I'm surprised he didn't go on the wire, actually, to be honest.
20 points last week. That's quite a week for Adam Thielen. Aiden picking up a defense. Matt picked up Sky Moore.
I should not have dropped Thielen.
I would agree with you. Carissa picked up Tony Jones. Dalton Schultz going to Josh. Matt Stafford going to Josh, and then Robert Woods going to Josh. So a lot of activity even after the waivers ran. People not a couple. I think we had Puka went. I think I spent like 41 on him. Jerome Ford going for
seems to be a deal right now, even
57.
though you had him on the bench.
Well, I was afraid of the 49ers matchup. I think he showed putting up. He had 20 targets against the 49ers defense. 15 catches, 147 yards. I mean, they just use him, and you could tell like at the end of the game, like he looked tired. Like, stop throwing me the ball, please.
I'll tell you right now, Kevin, he is going to have a bigger game than that next week.
Yeah, right.
Guaranteed.
When's what's his name coming back?
He can't come back until week 5.
Week 5.
Cooper Cup.
Yeah, Cooper Cup. Thank you.
Who are they playing? Who are you? I already put them in. Cincinnati. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ryan's been talking about that.
Secondary is absolutely terrible.
Does he go for more than 20 targets?
Probably. He'll probably have 500 yards in that game alone.
Well, I would be okay with that. Let's quickly go in through and look at week 3. I will let you two pick your side on this one, me versus Matt, the two, first place and second place.
Oh, God.
That's...
Like,
Deshaun Watson sucks. Two is going to kill him there. I still don't like your stack with Hill. Like, I get it, but I do not like it.
That's where the lineup set.
The team just puts up so many points, and I don't get it.
Well, he got Connor so late, and Connor's been a stud this year after how bad he sucked last year.
He's scoring 160 points with these guys. It's just
ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go Kevin on this one.
Fuck you, Matt. I'm going Kevin, too.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck you, Matt.
I just don't think TJ Hawkinson's going to have back-to-back big games like that. Sky Moore.
I hope he doesn't, because if
you don't
he
know
gets,
what you're going to get.
Look.
See, like, when you look at Joel's team and you look at the 1, 2, and 3, and you're like, God damn, how does he not win every game? You look at Matt's team, and it's Deshaun Watson, Tony Pollard, and Joe Mixon, and you're like, how does he not lose every game?
I really like Tony Pollard. I really like Devonta Smith. But yeah, like, If I had Christian Kirk on my team, it would be 1.9 every week.
Yeah.
But he gets 22 points. If I had James Conner on my team, I wouldn't be getting
James
this.
Conner
I'd be
one.
getting 3 and 4. Like, as long as
I had James Conner last year, and that's
Look,
what he got me. It was like,
look.
I think he was injured 3/4 of the time.
Right here, Sky Moore. Matt picks him up. This is what he's going to get, 16 points. Okay? Everybody else has him, 0.4. This is just all of these guys, except for Deshaun Watson. He's just garbage. But all these other guys need to go ahead and call Matt and say thank you for having me on your fantasy team, because it really helps me perform.
I got a new contract.
Yep. And it's all because they were on Matt's team.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm going with you, Kevin.
Okay.
It's just it can't keep happening week in and week out for Matt. It's just
we said that all last year, and Matt ended
So
up
if
winning the
Josh,
league.
I know he every single week he killed everybody. I think he only had one loss, right? Does Josh Jacobs go for -4 yards against Pittsburgh?
Look, if he still catches the ball, 6, 7 times, I'm not super against it. But let's go into this game. We've got the sibling rivalry here, Aiden versus Corbin.
Yeah.
Right now,
How much
Aiden's
trash
projected.
talking's going on in that house?
It's nonstop.
Ooh.
Just every little comment. This morning before school, Aiden's in here and he's talking to me, and Corbin comes walking by. Doesn't matter, you're still going to lose. Just, all the time. So this one will be a fun one to watch. Corbin's put in Swift.
Yeah.
Put in.
I'm going with Aiden. With Ramon Stevenson, Mostert, but Mahomes, AJ Brown sucks, but then Keenan Allen against Minnesota. I'm gonna go Aiden.
Yes. Do we know if DK is gonna play? I don't think he practiced today. So.
Did he get a bad case of being a bitch?
Let's see.
Probably.
Took a hard hit on Sunday, left him some hurt ribs. Might miss a lot of practice, but he's expected to be back for week 3. He should play on Sunday.
Okay. So he should play.
I feel like a lot of rib injuries lately. It seems.
Pickens, did George Pickens finally get it together? And did he finally learn how to run a route other than just a go route?
Let's be fair. The majority of his points were on that one play. So,
yeah.
I mean, even then, he still put up 22.
Yeah, but 70 yards and a touchdown of that were one play.
13, 14 points. Yeah.
Yeah,
but you still got to make the play.
That's fair. That's true.
The Jets versus New England.
10 targets and 4 receptions.
Because Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, you have Kenny Pickett as your quarterback.
Just barely touching his fingertips.
I'm going to go with Aiden.
I think I'm slightly leaning towards Aiden. But
it's closer than I'm making it sound. But
if DeAndre Swift is the real deal and he's the number 1 and he plays like he did last week, Jefferson, I could see Corbin winning. That's my spot right there. Is DeAndre Swift their number 1 and their go-to lead back, or now that Kenny Gainwell's back, if just missing the one game, is it a mixed time, or does DeAndre Swift just go back to being 4 touches a game? So
I want to know how they have Kenneth Walker outscoring Raheem Mostert.
One of them really pulls away. So
Walker hasn't done bad.
Not bad, but I don't. Yeah, he scored significantly less than Mostert. I think in both games. What did Mostert get?
25.
13 and 25.
Plus 2 touchdowns.
And Walker's 10 and 18.
Yeah. That's not significant. And I also, Denver's defense isn't awful.
Oh, that's true too, actually.
I also don't think what Mostert had. 18 touches plus another reception.
It's not sustainable. Or
he's
like
not going to be there very often. On that. Okay. Go to the third game here. See if we can speed things further along. We've got Christian versus Carissa. Carissa had the Chubb injury. She's going to have to probably move like Najee Harris up and then pick somebody to put in the flex. I mean, you got a couple of options. You got Treylon Burks, Tony McKinnon. I mean, do you think...
I do not like her bench at all.
It is... Look, you lose the caliber player of Nick Chubb, and your team is going to look a little different.
Huge hurt.
No, absolutely. But, like, just looking at the players available that she has...
She might have to make something
Probably
happen.
Tony Jones would be the best option, I think.
Tony Jones, or I think Treylon. I mean, maybe it's a little Tennessee homer going on here, but I do like Treylon. But I think with that, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Christian on this one.
This is not even an option.
Yeah.
You lose an averaging 18, 20 point player like that, and that's just such a hit.
Curious if Eckler's actually going to play.
Eckler in there too, yeah.
He may not play. He's going to have to move up, a Thielen or a Burrito or Justice Hill up there. So, but I will take Christian on this one. I think we're all kind of agree. Unfortunate for Carissa.
I feel bad. This is a season ender, it seems like. Well, like, not... She could probably work her way out of it through the wire and stuff, but still...
Might have to make a trade or something. But, yeah, that's... You lose, like, your number one overall pick or first, second round pick. It's going to be tough to keep, up with everybody else. We've got Spud versus Aaron. And going through here... Is Aaron Jones going to be back for sure?
I fucking hope so, dude.
I don't think he practiced today, did he?
Did he?
Let's see.
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. He remained out of practice
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be fucked again. Joe Burrow's going to screw me.
Joe Burrow.
Might not even play.
Just put in Derek Carr.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. Yeah, I love Derek Carr.
And
against Green Bay.
Just put in...
That's a good idea. I should do that.
Put in your boy...
What, Elijah Mitchell?
No, put in your boy Kyle Pitts. That's your problem.
Yeah, you got Pitts on your bench.
I have the worst bench.
Needs to be starting in your lineup.
But I moved him and I picked up Ferguson. Ferguson scored me more points in one touchdown than Kyle Pitts has the entire season.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was like, he had a lot of end zone targets last week. I was like, fuck it, I'll pick him up off the scrap heap.
Yeah.
And threw Ferguson in there, and it did me good. And then I got my ass kicked by a defense. I don't want to talk about fantasy football anymore.
Too bad, you're stuck doing it. Spud's team, though, man, I hate the Jets' offense. Breece Hall, he got 4 touches.
Yeah.
Damian Pierce, it looks like they're throwing the ball, not running it. Jamar Chase, he has 1 foot Joe Burrow throwing him the ball.
That's my quarterback throwing to him anyway.
I mean...
So even if he gets...
I mean, I do like Mark Andrews. I like Zay Flowers. I like how they're using Kyron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Bijan. And you know what? I'm going Aaron's team. I'm going Bijan because I'm a huge fanboy of Bijan. I love him.
And you got to look at how good Mike Evans has been doing too, though.
That shit can't last. I don't get it.
There's no way.
Baker Mayfield is
29 points last week, dude. He's a goddamn stud.
Is playing insane. I don't see how that's gonna last.
Who else does he have to throw it with to in Tampa?
Godwin.
Chris Godwin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does have Godwin.
Yeah.
Rashad White.
Who are you taking in this one, Ryan?
I mean, you make a lot of good points, dude. Breece Hall, it depends if they get him involved, because
they should. Other than Garrett Wilson, he's the only decent piece. I mean, I think Dalvin's seen way better days, and they just need to. I mean, unless it's purely just he's not, not near 100%, and they're throwing this season away, and hey, we're just gonna Zach Wilson ain't it, and we know he's not, and we're just gonna ride the season out. That's the only reason to me why you wouldn't feed the ball to Breece Hall 15 times a game.
especially after watching what Raheem Mostert did to the Patriots this last week, he absolutely gashed him. It was every play. He couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
So he should have a better game.
You hope so. You hope they use him.
So
no Aaron Jones and no
go
Christian Watson again. So there's that.
I'm gonna go Spud. It'll be close, but
yep. Okay, and we have got Sierra versus Ryan.
Ho ho.
You gonna leave Ayuk in there, Ryan?
I don't know what to make of my team right now, to be honest with you, dude. Like, at first I was like, "Oh, my team looks good," and then now it's just I don't know. I was hoping Ayuk was going to come back, but yeah.
I think you might have to make that change.
Yeah.
You do have the Trevor Lawrence on one side, Calvin Ridley on the other.
Kelsey definitely didn't look like he was 100% last week either.
No, you got another week back. I mean, him and Andrews. I mean, they both got a touchdown to kind of prop their days up, but they weren't 100%. But you're gonna play Kelsey and Andrews if they're playing the game.
Absolutely. I mean,
especially when you draft Kelsey first overall.
Yeah.
How does Jerome Ford do this week too? I don't know.
I mean, Tennessee's rush defense is good, but Tennessee's defense as a whole is not.
Yeah, that's fair.
They may.
I mean, he did get 24 points against the Steelers too.
The touches he got, he looked good. So I mean, if that continues, you don't know. But I mean, at the same time, you got Alexander Madison down there, just awful.
How much does Cam Akers come in and maybe not right away, but eventually kind of take some of that work from Alexander Madison? I think at this point you were happy for Alexander Madison because he was getting the work, he was getting everything. But does that change now and really hurt his value?
Right, and then Tyler Algier, you just see Bijan's going to keep taking more and more of his touches, so it's tough.
Don't talk against the other team. I'm a huge fan of CeeDee Lamb. Like, I really like CeeDee Lamb.
Too bad he doesn't have a quarterback.
The problem with CeeDee Lamb is Dallas's defense. If they're going to be keeping these scores so far out of reach just on the defense alone, they're just going to start running the ball more and more. They're not going to be as pass heavy.
11 in week 1 when they kept the Giants to 0
points. Yeah, but didn't Arizona do that for a half too? Until it fell
well,
apart?
I'm just saying, when they were up so much, I'm just curious how involved. I mean, 4 receptions, they probably just stopped immediately. Probably sat out most.
I'm still going with Ryan.
I am slightly leaning towards Ryan. I think this score 132 to 121 will probably be closer than that gap there. I think that gap's a little too wide, but
this could be like a coming out party for Kelsey too. It's against Chicago.
I think we're talking maybe a different story if she's got Barkley up there.
Oh yeah, that's very true. But he's definitely out.
Again,
so
first round or second round pick being out, it's really gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the last game, we've got Joel versus Josh.
Joel,
I haven't even looked at the teams yet, but I'm going to take Joel.
I don't have to. I just know from Justin Herbert, Christian McCaffrey, and Derrick Henry. That's all I got to see.
You guys are looking over here, and you like what you see on Joel's team. I'm going to look over here at Josh's team and see fucking shitty Russell Wilson. Garbage, awful, piece of garbage quarterback here.
And then we don't know if Jalen Waddle's going to play either. I think he's still got his concussion stuff going on.
That one will probably come down to a game time decision.
Dude, the concussion bummed me the fuck out, dude. When he went in that tent, dude, it's just so fucking sad.
He'll probably have to move Cooper Kupp up. Amari Cooper.
Who's also banged up. So
banged up. He played last week though. Put up 16.
Did.
I mean, I don't think you're having anything wrong there. You move him up, but obviously not quite the caliber of Jalen Waddle in that Dolphins offense. But who does he have? Okay, Pittman and Thomas. Yeah, I'm gonna go Joel. I do not like some of Joel's pieces. Romeo Dobbs, David Njoku, Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
I do not like
your squad, dude. I thought he was going to have more end zone targets, but I now know that you have to get to the end zone to get end zone targets.
Correct.
And I don't think that's going to fucking happen.
Correct.
Yeah, those
Not
top
right
three
now.
players, I mean, they're going to carry Joel for.
I don't even think it. Herbert's been fine. Henry's been fine. Dude, Christian McCaffrey, he played 100% of snaps last week.
Yeah, he's lights out.
They're not taking him off the field. And the whole talk this offseason, Lena, hey, we're gonna hold him back. We're not gonna have him out there all the time. No, they are leaving him on the field and saying, you get it all. So he's playing insane.
He's so good. He's so good.
Didn't you say you didn't want McCaffrey on your team?
Oh, absolutely. I thought it was
that came out of your mouth.
So I hate buying the farm from anyone. Like as soon as like we give up a lot of draft capital or anything like that for a single player, I'm like, fuck that, I hate him.
They didn't really give up a lot for him, did they?
It wasn't.
As much as they gave up for Trey Lance.
That's true. That's true.
Don't do that. All right. It didn't. That's
another
lot. It felt like a lot for somebody that plays like 8 games a season, but he hasn't gotten injured since he's been with us. So knock on wood, obviously. So he just felt really injury prone, and it felt like the backside of his career. But I think getting with San Francisco and being in a system that really favors him to where they can win and can be successful is he's thrived, and I'm happy for that. I do like Christian McCaffrey.
Quickly before we end this, I want each of you to give a stud and a dud this week, and we will start with you, Aaron.
Stud?
Who's your stud?
Easily. I didn't listen to you, and I was like, you're full of shit when it came to the waiver wire for Puka Nacua, and you were absolutely 100%. That kid is a stud, and that is just absolutely gonna eat us alive tomorrow. Or he ate us alive on Sunday.
Yeah,
he's insane.
Yeah, that's
just so good.
Wild.
Yeah, and we couldn't do anything about it. It was just all right. Let's watch him, get 10 catches a drive. This is fun. So it's frustrating when it's happening to you, but going forward, it's like another Edelman.
I am very happy with that pickup. I think he can, if he keeps it up, he can be a league winner for sure.
Just to do it 2 weeks in a row is impressive. If the rest of his career could be a flop. That was insane.
Who is your dud of the week?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Yeah, I don't think he's it.
Yeah.
With the Eagles, dude.
I think that's
we've got
so many weapons on that team. I get him being a dud. I mean, 6.9 for AJ Brown. You're not happy with that at all, but
no, dude. Especially people are considering taking him second round. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's just that guy.
I think he was a late first, if I remember.
Yeah. And you think he's gonna get you 17, 18 points a game minimum, and you're getting 6 points. Is it always gonna be like this? Because that's what it looks like.
I think there's better days for AJ Brown, but I completely understand that.
This last week, but yeah.
Okay, Ryan, we'll start with your stud.
My stud of the week, we are going with the Steelers defense. They just absolutely dominated that game. I mean,
I don't even know why.
It's not often you have back-to-back weeks of just crazy defenses just going off. 40 points from the Cowboys week 1, and then this week 29 from the Steelers. It's absurd. So,
yeah. Okay. And I will not.
Games right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Steelers defense did win the game for Carissa against Aaron.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I'm sure there's nothing behind the reason you picked them. Who is your dud of the week?
Dud of the week, we're gonna go Breece Hall.
Breece Hall.
coming off a super strong week 1, and you're like, oh man, this guy looks great coming off the injury, and then just to be so uninvolved in the game and just have no impact on anything in week 2, just a huge difference and just not what you expect from him at all.
Yeah. I cannot disagree with you there. And then we will go to my stud of the week. I have to look at Aiden's team, and I'm going to go with Keenan Allen, putting up 31 points.
It's a good one too.
I was playing against him, and he just kept going and kept going. Another touchdown, he had quite the week, and I know he's getting up there in age.
Well, he had to offset the score from AJ Brown.
Yeah. Had a dud and a stud on Aiden's team. But yeah, he kind of worried, is he lost it? Is he getting too old? And he definitely showed that he's the same Keenan Allen that can just be a PPR machine. So that is going to be my stud. And my dud of the week, I'm going to scroll down here to Sierra's team and go Trevor Lawrence. Playing against Kansas City, that was the highest over-under of the week, the Kansas City-Jacksonville game. They it was ended up being the lowest scoring game of the week. It just did not go well for Trevor Lawrence. I know we kind of mentioned he had a couple
of something that you think is going to be a shootout.
Yeah,
you're like, oh my god,
had a couple
of rain touchdowns this game. Can't wait, and then you're like, ugh.
Yeah, you look, this is going to be a 42-35 game. Like, this is great, and it just did not.
Watch the Browns play the fucking Steelers.
Yeah, so that is my dud of the week. Anything before we wrap this one up?
I hate Ryan and I hate the Steelers.
Okay. I think we will leave it at that. Thank you all if you've made it this far. We will see you back next week.
I guess.
Right.